Hello and welcome to the Literature. How are you doing? I know that everything is skyrocketing and I just want you to hang in there. You won't walk alone because we're in it together. Congratulations to one of my favorite people, a lawyer, businessman, and a philanthropist, the chairman of Dover Hotels, Chief Jackson Agbai, the Kukunda one of Abriba on the occasion of Ibotoma, the traditional retirement ceremony of Ndiabriba. The grandeur and splendor of your Ibotoma was truly befitting of your majesty. I toast to a new and exciting adventure for you, Chief. My guest today is effervescent, exuding humor and happiness. She's an author who uses her personal experience to teach us about acceptance and love in the purest form. Grab your cup of tea and be prepared to bask in her iridescence. January 27th is a commemoration of Holocaust victims. As the world remembers the 6 million Jews that perished, we must also remember the brazen attacks and senseless killings that still abound in the world. Ethnic cleansing, civil wars, terrorism, and insurrections are still going on, and it's almost like that we've learned nothing from the past. Let us also remember Rwanda, Serbia, Biafra, and northern Nigeria, and other places like the Congo. Strange and twisted ideologies from charismatic people like Hitler influence feeble minds. Let us be careful about who and what we listen to. The tragedy in Diko, Niger State of Nigeria was horrendous. About 90 people were roasted in that fireball that erupted from the petrol tanker. I know that we've had this incident occur in the past, but the reason people do this is still present. You can call it ignorance, greed, plain stupidity, but you cannot deny that poverty is a common thread that ties these reasons together. My deepest condolences to the people of Niger State. Let's not forget that January is Blood Donation Awareness Month. Our brothers in Niger State need us to support them and other accident victims. So I encourage all of us to please go to the nearest blood bank or hospital and ask how you can donate blood. We are all one blood because in all our veins is blood. There is nothing else. And that shows you more than anything that all human beings are one. Let us show love by giving blood this month. Do join us after the break. Thank you. Welcome back. My guest today is the ever-happy Oluwatoyin Oduniyi. She's an author of 13 books, a journalist, a tireless advocate against gender-based violence, female genital mutilation, corruption, etc. She's a firebrand. She fights against discrimination of people living with disabilities. Toyin's dream is to curb homelessness and provide shelters for homeless kids. One of her books, which is the book under review today, The Highs and Lows of Having a Sibling with Autism, is a touching and honest account of what it is to be neurotypical with a neurodivergent sibling. She'll explain all of this. We often focus on challenges of parents dealing with autistic kids, and we hardly hear from the siblings who are often confused, sad, or disappointed with a different brother or sister. Toyin has set up a support group for siblings with brothers or sisters that have autism. Welcome, Toyin. Hi. The happy Toyin.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I'm just happy being in your presence. See your smile, sir.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you so much.
Toyin, you have tried to educate us on what it is to have a sibling living with autism. But before I got to this point, I talked about you being such a tireless advocate for humanity in general. I mean, which one are you not fighting? You're fighting corruption, GBV, FGM, all the alphabets. How did you even start? How did you get into advocacy and activism?
I think I started by writing books. So
13 and more.
Books, 13 and more. Soon to be, well, more. I have 4 books coming out this year, but how I started advocacy was through my books. So I'm an introvert, so what I feel I feel comfortable writing. So everything I feel, I always pen it down. So whenever I see something that annoys me, I just write it down.
Oh, wow.
So, so
okay, I mean, living in, just being in the world, there's so many things that can annoy somebody. But here we're here to talk about Toby.
Yay, my baby.
Your beautiful baby brother, Toby. Toby's autistic.
Yes.
But before we go into that, what exactly is autism?
So autism, how I would describe it is basically being different, living in your own world. So it's a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects the way he perceives the world. So it's just like it affects the brain, his motor function and also his self-control. So it's just a disorder that makes you think of the world in a different way. So when you hear people say that, oh, autism, like, okay, you're basically living in your own world.
Yeah.
So that's how
I in my research for this, I came across the fact that the word autism or autistic means self. I think it's a German guy who came up with that.
Yes.
It means self. So it's you being in your world undisturbed by external influences.
Yeah.
Sort of. But then again, for what is neurodivergent, neurotypical?
Neurodivergent, I think it's people that are that perceive the world in a different way.
Okay.
So that's divergent, differently.
Different, okay.
So neurotypical, there are people that I wouldn't use the word normal. I would say people that don't have any differences.
Okay.
It's just the same.
Okay.
So yeah.
So like you and I, we see things.
Yes. So
you can come here and sit down. Someone who's autistic can come in and say, I don't like this place, and
so
that's it.
That's the way their brain is formed. So that's the people that are neurodivergent, their brain is formed in a different way.
Okay.
So and it shows in their interactions, in their speech and all of that.
So autism is a spectrum, meaning that it goes from point A to point Z.
Yes.
So some are more functional than the others.
So a spectrum is basically autism. Everybody that has autism is different. So you cannot meet one person with autism, and you can't be the same people with the same. Sorry.
Yeah, no, like there's no typical form of autism.
Yes, so
there
everybody
are people
is.
who exhibit different symptoms of what it is to be autistic.
Yes, everybody is different. Some people are verbal, some people are not verbal. Some people have gifts. When I say gifts, some people are very skilled in math, some people are not skilled in math. Some people in art, so they are different.
So tell me about Toby.
So Toby is he's my best friend. He's my 24.
He's older, younger?
No, younger. He's my younger brother. He's 24 years old. But I still treat him like he's like 9. I don't know why. But he's my best friend. We do a lot of things together.
Is he verbal or non-verbal?
He's verbal, but he does not have the words.
Okay.
Doesn't have enough words, so we have to teach him words. So we found out about his diagnosis probably when he was like around 5, but I didn't know until like when I was 15.
Okay.
So before then I thought like I came up with a lot of things for his condition. I said he had
So there was something stuck in his throat, that's why?
Yes, so many things. I told people in secondary school that he had something stuck in his throat, that he could not talk, that he had to use surgery to take it out. So many things. And well, it was when I was 15 that I truly knew that, okay, Toby had autism. And I didn't even know the true meaning of autism. It was as I grew, I started to know some things. So
okay, so my focus today is really on siblings, trying to make sense of what it is to have a brother or sister who's different. But how is it for your parents? How are they coping? And how did they talk to you about it, or did they talk to you about it?
I can't remember them talking to me about it.
Okay.
I mean, they may have, but I cannot remember like having a proper conversation. Like, okay, sit me down and tell me, oh, Toby had autism. I can't remember that, but I think we're hiding it pretty well. In the past, like I remember Toby walking on his toes, and then his meltdowns to get really, really violent and all of that. I know that my mother was a bit worried. So, but now he's 23. He doesn't have as much meltdowns as before. So he's getting better. He's growing.
Okay.
So my parents, I think they've gotten used to it, but it doesn't still mean that they don't worry. I think as a parent, even as a parent to a neurotypical child, you worry. But like for us to worry about the future, okay, when a particular habit comes up, or like, what is this? That how did this come about? This is that, you know, parents, especially mothers, they worry a lot. So, but we're still trusting on God. So yeah.
So when we talk about autism, we're always looking at the crazy side of it, where the things we don't understand. But I want to focus on Toby as a boy. What does he like? What are some things he gets up to?
Toby loves music. I don't know how he does it. He learns lyrics like really fast.
Okay.
So I could be in the bedroom listening to, because I listen to music a lot in the bedroom, and then he's in the room and then he can hear it and then he just picks it up. I don't
like
know.
to dance?
No, he doesn't like to dance. He does, sometimes he sways like.
Okay, that's his own way of dancing. Yes. Yeah.
But he sings like he loves to. Christmas, I don't know, he made everybody listen to Christmas songs. I don't know anyway, because of him, we had the old like Christmas feeling in our house. So he sings. He also likes colors, loves colors a lot. He likes piecing like different colors together. So
he likes to play, do the puzzle?
Yes, he likes puzzles. So if you give him a puzzle, he would fix it like in an hour or in two. He has to sit down. If like he's not distracted, but he will sit down and then he will fix it.
As a sibling, how was it, I mean, when you came to the realization that your brother was different at 15, how did that work? Because I know that is your shakara age, you know, you have friends coming around the house and all of that. Because in your book, having a sibling living with autism, you talk about some of your dark thoughts and your worries. And it's such a beautiful book. I encourage people who have siblings that are different in any way. Even if someone is going through depression, whatever it is that you're going through, it's a book. When I started reading, it's 101 pages, but it's so simple and the joy to read. I really couldn't put it down. I told you I read it all through the night and the morning. You know, that's always about the intention when you pick up. But if a book is interesting, you just take glued. And I really could identify with some of your dark thoughts. That's where the honesty really came in. So, because everybody just said, no, it's just wonderful, it's just perfect and all that, but no.
I feel like sometimes people run away from the conversation, like difficult conversations. Like sometimes it can get really difficult. Of course, we like to celebrate children living with disabilities, their talents and all of that. But sometimes let's talk about like our struggles. Because if we don't, like how will people understand? We don't want to paint a completely rosy picture to everybody. There are some challenges. And I feel talking about them helps a lot. So that's one of the reasons why I wrote the book. I don't want people to feel that, like having these thoughts, like you're feeling guilty over them. It's normal. As far as you don't, say something, you can think about it, but don't act on it.
What are some of your darkest thoughts that actually scared you?
So there was a point in my life where I thought that I can't do this. Like, at this stage now, my parents are getting old. I know that eventually they may not be able to take care of Toby the way they used to. So it will fall back on me. So I started analyzing my life. I'm like, okay, I don't have a partner. I don't have a good job. I don't have money. How am I going to do this? I'm going to be a failure. I'm going to drag my brother into my failure. So it was just all of that. And I couldn't really, it happened for a period of time. And I could not talk to anybody about it because I feel like they won't really understand it. It's only people that are in your situation that will be able to understand it. So that was mostly it. And I thought about him, like, what will happen? Like, will I always be there for him? Like, what if I have to move on with my life and all of that? Like, I didn't really think he could be independent at that point. So I was thinking I'll have to be there all the time. Like, I'll have to live out my own life and all of that. So, yeah, those were mostly it. And, of course, worrying over his future. And his safety. If I take him, so are they going to take advantage of him? This is that. That's just a lot.
So, I mean, of course, even for any parent, any sibling, you have to worry.
Yeah.
So, and I think your book humanizes your brother in a way that he is not just, because I love the chapter about boys to adulthood, when we're wondering if he will get married, the kind of babe who will not take advantage of him.
Yes.
But he's still, I mean, at 22.
He's 23 now.
He's 23. So when is his birthday?
May 25th.
Oh, it's still a bit far. So, but the thing is that, yes, we're going to worry. When you love somebody, regardless of, you know, even if it's Superman, you're going to worry about your sibling. But his day-to-day life at home, he loves to do the puzzle. He likes red colors.
He loves primary colors, red, blue, and yellow.
And now he likes cutting.
He likes
He likes cutting.
cutting.
Are you sure he doesn't want to be a tailor? Or, no, a fashion designer.
I feel like that, like, I don't know, he's leaning towards that because clothing, so Toby could see your dress and he would tear it.
Take a piece of it.
Take a piece of it, and then he could see mine, and then he'll take a piece of it, puts like different colors all together, and then just keeps it there.
He likes, and then, you know, through your book, I watched him, you know, literally growing up from the boy who understood or who could understand some of the things that he's doing right or wrong. The time he did something, he had to apologize to your mom for being naughty. And even when you put him in the naughty corner, at a point, just continue cruising in his own world.
It does not stop him.
You know, but I wonder how your friendships have been able to accommodate your brother, even if the family still struggles. How do the external people?
So, luckily for me, I have the best friends in the world. They are so understanding. I haven't had a friend that will say to my face that is this boy, like, he acts weird, like, you know. So, but it was not always, like, I wasn't always comfortable about it. So when friends would come over, I'm always like, I hope Toby doesn't start his meltdown, and then I have to explain something. So that's what made me to start speaking about it. So that when you know me, like, okay, you know that, okay, this is the situation. Like, if you come to my house and then my brother could have a meltdown, he slams the door, I'm sorry, like, this is our normal. So just do it. Of course, that could be bad because I'm not letting them see for themselves, but at the same time, it helps me, it prepares me to just understand and then to be better. So my friends are very, very supportive. I have my best friend, Christiana, is his girlfriend. Every time Christiana comes over, he is smiling.
Hi, Christiana.
And she's engaged. I'm just like, no, Toby, this girl is engaged. He's always smiling, and then she's like so supportive. She buys him chips. He loves chips.
He loves
and
chips, yes.
So all of my friends, Foyne, Toby, they are all supportive. And they always ask me, how are you feeling? Like, okay, they know that I worry a lot. So most of the time, like, how are you feeling? What's happening at home and everything? And they're always asking and always being there for me. So I love it. I really hope I don't have friends that are going to be so judgmental.
Yeah, speaking about friends, there was a lady you highlighted in your book, Ify.
Yes.
She has a sister called Boo Boo.
Yes.
And I think she said once upon a time she was in a relationship with someone, and then the boy's mother asked, hey, you're the one with the sister that is an imbecile? And I'm so happy with what I think she has an angel called Sauce Needs and stuff like that. I mean, a shout out to Ify and Boo Boo. But, you know, picking up from that, when people don't understand, it's so easy for them to give those horrible labels. And you find that even till tomorrow. And the lady in question is a professor. I'm so glad she ended that relationship. But I'm saying that today, there are people who still use this term, imbecile, and they say imbe. And
retard.
For me, a retard, you know, when I hear those words, it's like somebody used koboko, you know, to just whip my body. Like, how do you call somebody that and you get away with it, and it becomes, you know?
I feel it comes from a place that they don't understand.
Ignorance?
Ignorance. Nigerians, if they don't know anything, they're quick to like insult you, know the word mumu or de. So it comes from a place of ignorance. They don't know exactly what it is. And we think that autism is a spectrum. So now they've put a particular, when they see someone with autism, they expect everybody to be like that. And it's not the case. So that's why I feel like there needs to be more awareness, like everywhere, not just in books, like movies. There should be more community outreach to just show, like, let people understand that this is what it is. I once had someone so I was going somewhere with my friend, and then someone from church, he stopped and was like, oh, how's your brother with Down syndrome? I'm like, oh, my brother doesn't have Down. I was trying to explain that he has autism. He was still talking. He was like, oh, I think you need to pray more. Your family needs to pray. That there needs to be more like support. I was happy that he asked, but he didn't really get like the memo. My brother doesn't have Down syndrome. He has autism.
Anyway, I'm glad you're going into that explanation. We'll just take a quick break. When we come back, we go into that and then helping people understand. You're doing so well. I know how you. So we'll just take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll get into. We'll start to conclude this really lovely conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and thank you for being there, and I hope you're being enriched by this conversation. Autism is a condition that we do not understand, and researchers, everyone has been going on and on, but a lot of the time we focus on the parents and how they are dealing with this, but there are another set of people, they are brothers and sisters who maybe even an only child who has been waiting for a sibling, and then pops up a child with autism and they do not understand what is happening. Beyond even feeling bad, there is the case of you even feeling guilty, like I'm the one who's perfect, my brother, my sister isn't. And then there's a childish part where you feel jealous of all the attention that your sibling is getting. I say, why not you? And sometimes you also wonder why you're being reprimanded and that brother is not. You're like, but he's one that did it. So it's a lot to grow into, to understand. But unfortunately, even adults do not, if we can excuse children from not understanding, adults do not. There are families where relatives come and blame the woman, blame witches in the village and all that.
It is always.
Did you hear that? Did your family experience it, or do you know other people who did?
I don't know if my family ever experienced it, but I know that like other families have. So we live in a very spiritual country where everybody wants to see something acting out of normal, just like, oh, your village people are following you. So like most people have that misconception, even apart from like autism, like cerebral palsy, like, oh, you did something in the past, this is a result of your sins. Maybe your mother didn't take care of you very well, so that's how
you call that refrigerator.
Yes, so there's an hypothesis called refrigerator mother's hypothesis. So that is when they blame the mother for not taking care of the child, so the child develops a disability.
So the mother was cold?
Yes, so they think that maybe postpartum or something, so they feel like, oh, there was no affection, that's how the child developed a disability. So that's different misconceptions, but mostly in Nigeria is always the either you did something in the past and all of that. So
and God is punishing you for something.
So the person now begins to feel that, oh, I actually did something. That's why I say most mothers, most parents will take their child to like a church, like for deliverance. Father, please hear me, hear this child. So
then the anti-vaxxers, some people are against vaccine because they believe that vaccination causes this.
They mostly think that mostly some vaccinations do, and then some people say because of the way you gave birth, maybe the C-section, whatever, also caused it. So,
well, we can't blame people for being ignorant. What you don't know is what you do not know, and sometimes people are not willing to learn. But interestingly, there's still people who hide children that live with autism because they don't know how to manage the stigma,
Yes.
all of these things we're talking about. They don't know how to, so they just lock the child up in a room.
Yes. So I wouldn't judge them. It's not easy. So when outside is filled with a lot of people that are not willing to accept, and then so it could be a place of embarrassment. So me, I felt embarrassment of my brother before, because I think there was one situation, but let me not get into that. But embarrassment, there's also fear, judgment, and so most of them, they feel comfortable just keeping their child. I remember I heard a story of a mother. She ties her child up when she has to go out. She just ties him up, leaves him in the toilet, and when she comes back, so she puts food there and water, so he can just take water. And when she comes back, she releases him. Like, it's so painful, and because that she's not ready for the world to start pointing fingers and looking at her anyhow. So it's really the fear of judgment and also of the public. So.
That is really disturbing. And you're right, you really can't judge, because you can sit in your own house with pretty normal children and say, oh, how would you do that? And then there is the issue of not really having support from the state or the government or even places of worship. Because I think by now we would have institutions and structures that can actually support parents, you know, because there's no manual when you have a child. And so when you have a child who is neurodivergent like this, you wouldn't know what to do, who to go and ask. Beyond medication and prayers, there's really, nothing.
I feel like the healthcare institutions, some people know, but they are not. I don't think they are properly like educated about it. They don't know everything about it. I mean, there could be some institutions that they do, and also in churches. So, of course, it's a religious institution. Like, people always wonder, like, okay, you're in church, why is God not answering you? Maybe your sins are much greater, all of that. But with the government, we're seeing more of like governmental support right now. Of course, in the past we didn't, but like now, like I heard of La Soda, or there's a institution, so they gave like grants to a support group for like to take care of special needs mothers. So now we're seeing, it's just that we need to see more. We need to help like in finance, because that's where the problem is really. And also like emotional support, like support groups could come in like for that, but like we need help like in finance, because special needs education, like management is very expensive.
Toby's in school right now, talking about special needs education and all of that. He's in school.
He's in school.
Okay, how's he coping in school?
He's okay. Of course I miss him, but like he's okay. Everything is in a care home, so filled with other people with disabilities. So it's going well. I mean, we did that because we wanted to like learn independence for a while. They were still going to like remove him at the point, but yeah, I think we've seen the difference now. Toby cleans after himself. Okay. When he finishes like eating, he does not wait for throwing that. Come and clear the plates. He goes there. I can easily tell Toby, go and wash the plates while I deal with like clean upstairs. He does that. So
you were not always this nice about cuts in your book. When he finished eating, then he said, "Who's your maid in this place? Come and carry your."
I don't know why he's going. You just leave it there. I'm just wondering, like, who is your maid? But like now he knows what to do now. So yes. I'm really grateful
in
for
the
that.
Documentary that I did, Echoes of
Hope, Navigating Autism Nigeria.
Echoes of Hope. I will put a link so that people can get to watch that. I saw where he was being so playful with you, with your glasses and all of that. The bond between two of you is just amazing and heartwarming.
It's amazing. He does this thing. He will remove my glasses and then he will rub my face. I don't know. I think that's his way of just saying I love you.
Yeah.
So he does that most of the time. And then I miss him so much. So every time I come back from work, when he hears the door open, he races downstairs to see like who it is. And then when he sees me, that does the first thing. He removes my glasses and then he rubs his hands on my face. So I don't need to worry that Toby doesn't, like, he loves me. I know that for sure. So
of course Toby loves you. Who wouldn't love you, Toyin? Who wouldn't? Before we go, I just want you to touch a bit on your association for siblings
Okay.
What's that about, and how many members? What's happening with that?
Okay, so I have a support group for siblings, for people with siblings with disorders. So it's called Your Safe Space NG. So I founded it.
Your Safe Space NG.
Yes, I founded it in that was 2 years ago. So I figured out, like, my mom has a lot of support groups that she's in, but there's not much for like siblings, and we have our own challenges. So I decided that I was going to start this up, and then so far we have about like 62 people in the group.
Okay.
So I'm the only person that is really managing everything. So I check in most of the time. Oh, how you doing? How is this? And we have some mothers there to like make them understand that, okay, this is how your other children may be feeling, that they may not tell you, because some people are not really vocal about their challenges. So that is going well. We've had 2 hangouts, but we hope to have more. This year we're having our conference in April, just to educate the public about special needs
family. Autism Month.
Yes.
In April. Okay.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and we also have a prayer group, a subgroup. So I know that not everything can be fixed with prayer, but God gives strength. So the group is just to intercede for others, like, okay, if your child is going through a particular thing, or if you need strength. So there was a particular time, like, in my life where it was just so difficult for me, but when I prayed, it made me like better. So I'm trying to encourage the habit of prayer in their life. So it's going well, but I really hope to make more impact. Not just nationally, but internationally. So.
You certainly will, Toyin. I just want to say thank you. You highlighted somebody, so maybe you might want to give him a shout. Mr. Remy Olutima. Yes.
Mr. Remy is he is autistic, and he is the first. He's a voice coach in Nigeria. He does like voice acting, and is so good. He did the voiceover for our documentary. Okay. And I don't know, like, every time I see him, I'm just
Echoes of Hope. Yes.
Yes, it's amazing. He's such a very good person. You can talk to him about like things relating to autism, because he's in that situation, so you understand. So it's really amazing. And then he's proof of you don't need to worry, your child will become something better. Because I'm sure, like, people, maybe his parents may have thought, or his parents first may have thought that, oh, he won't turn out to be somebody because he's autistic. I mean, now he's doing big things. So yeah.
Yes, on that note of hope, and we hope that things work out better for Toby.
Yes.
We wish him every success in that tailoring, fashion design, puzzle making,
artistry,
everything. And I think that is the best way, when people living with autism are engaged with their hand. I won't end this program without highlighting Temple Grandin. She's one of the leading lives of hope on autism, and the way she explains it is that she doesn't see things the way people see it, and that's also encouraged her to do things in another way. You know, she likened herself to an animal, because we're all animals, but she says animals don't really see things the way we do. You know, they smell, so they are more tactile, they run and they do things. So that if we understand how people will thrive, I think we should encourage them to do it that way. We all learn differently. At the end of the day, really, who is typical? We're all different. So at the end of the day, neurodivergence is actually what most of us are. We don't see things.
We shouldn't compare.
And we should not compare. Yes. But I compare you to the sun because because you are just so bright. Thank you for shining a light on autism.
Thank you so much.
I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope in April, when you launch your next documentary and your next book, 4 of them.
I have a book coming out. It's mostly on the siblings' perspective.
Siblings, yes. We want you to stick on that so you can help people understand all of that. So I just want to thank you,
so
for being here and shedding a light on autism from a sibling perspective. I appreciate you sharing your story with us. Thank you, Toyin. And to you out there, thank you for your time. We all need love. The people living with or affected by autism need support and understanding. Let's be more kind to each other. Remember that the literary bar is always open. Do follow us on Facebook, X and Instagram, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa. You can watch us on DSTV channel 408 and on YouTube. Make your life a great story. My name is Chinido. Bye-bye.